And welcome back to iRescueRadio. I'm Roy.
I'm Dan.
Oh, that's going to get edited.
I'm Jody.
Okay, one more time.
It's not rolling.
I just, yeah.
What?
Nothing. And welcome back to iRescueRadio. I'm Roy.
I'm Dan.
I'm Jody.
And we are...
We
Hair of the dog.
We hair. Start lighthearted. Start fun.
Is it on?
Or is it off?
Great.
What?
I can't remember what's what. It's on. It's
We
on,
could
though.
keep a mirror over.
It's on, though. Just flip it around.
There you go.
You know, all this can be edited, so don't sweat it. Yeah. Terrible news, actually.
It was, yes.
Did anybody get hurt?
Nobody got hurt. There was this teenager. He was a junior in high school.
Yeah.
He had been planning a way to actually take out as many people as he could at his school. It was just the news here.
You know, I think I did hear this.
Yeah, I mean, this guy, he didn't just kind of think of it and then just kind of like, oh, it's on a whim, try to see if it can happen. He planned this for quite some time. He had a full, what am I trying to say? Storage unit full of bomb-making materials, guns, ammunition. I mean, this guy was sadistic in the way he went about it.
The question is, why?
Yeah.
I mean, what is the root of this thing? Did they talk about it in the story? Did they? Because he's not dead.
No, the kid
Nobody died.
What happened is people saw him going in and out of the storage unit,
Yep.
and we'd go in, and then he'd come out with a backpack full of stuff, and they're like, what is going on? This is really strange. And they actually found the story, at least all we know is what the story says, obviously.
Sure.
But the story also mentioned that they had found a stuffed toy that was made into a bomb that had partially exploded at one of the schools. I think it was the elementary school. He actually had this whole thing planned out that he was going to go start fires in the neighboring town so that all the first responders in his town would be gone. And then he was going to go to the school.
Wow.
He was going to kill his parents, I think he had a sister. I don't remember the full article at the moment, but then he was going to go right into the school and kill as many people in the school as he
That's
could.
very sick.
It is really sad.
He had it so detailed out. That's the sad part about it.
Yeah.
And he had it written down in a plan. This was...
Wow.
So that's how he was found out?
Yeah. Yes. And well, he's found out because some people talked and they had said there's some
Suspicious
weird
behavior. Yeah.
in the storage unit.
And they investigated it, and that's what they
And
found.
they arrested him in the storage unit.
He was in the storage unit when he got arrested.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How far away was he from doing this? And what was the
They
timeline?
said within a week, 2 weeks at the most.
Oh, that would have been... Could you imagine,
Yeah,
guys,
school coming out.
how catastrophic? I mean, unthinkable.
Yeah, it's unthinkable.
Unthinkable.
And the boy, they had interviewed his, what am I trying to say, his guitar teacher. He played guitar. The picture that was in the article was of him sitting down playing his guitar. They interviewed his guitar teacher, and his guitar teacher was just shocked. He said, I could never imagine such a thing.
So there were no signs and symptoms of this guy being unstable to his guitar teacher.
You know, to his guitar teacher. I can almost guarantee you there were signs from people that knew him.
Well, his parents.
Well, I was going to say, it seems a little hard to think that a person can be this diabolic.
I mean,
Yeah.
it was.
Or, and I shouldn't say that because we don't know if they're completely mentally ill. Maybe it was diabolic. It could have been, but I don't want to just exclusively say it was obviously diabolic. But it seems far-fetched to think that he could be this thought out, this meticulous, this planned, and not have shown some signs and symptoms about other things.
Yeah.
And what do they talk about? They talk about people that are obsessed with destruction.
And he was. He said to the police his heroes were the two boys that had killed all the people at Columbine. Those were his heroes.
See, the copycat thing kind of played my mind, or the Virginia Tech, kind of Tylenol scare.
You know what I
from our
hope?
youth.
I hope that they don't over-publicize this.
Well, it's inevitable, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
And even if the press doesn't, social media will.
Yeah.
It's an inevitable consequence.
That
of
is
social
such
media.
bad news. So what is the point of us bringing this up? Well, first of all, the point is really of all of our videos, it's to help bring awareness, number one. But number two, from an EMS standpoint and from a community standpoint, a parental standpoint, what can we do to prevent it What can we do to recognize it, and what can we do to try to make sure it doesn't happen? You know? And that's kind of all of our subjects kind of follow that line.
Well,
right?
and it's a community discussion. I don't think there's any right or wrong answers.
Other than ignoring it.
True.
That would probably potentially be the most serious wrong thing to do.
Yeah, that's very true.
Is to just purely ignore it.
And what I read on the article, the police were so pleased that somebody would just reach out and say, there's something abnormal. And I just think you don't have to be the
tattletale.
Yeah. But I just think you know when something's out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
Behavior's unusual.
Yes.
Multiple trips to a rental unit with other people not going to it, like his dad.
Yeah.
It's a 17-year-old kid. What's he doing with his own rental unit?
Well,
I mean,
and
it just
how
seems
much
odd.
freedom does a kid have?
Well, it sounds like in this case, to be able to have this much time to write and plan and save money and test out bombs through the winter.
There must have been an awful lot of autonomy for
Oh
a
my
17-year-old.
Yeah, tremendous amount. Not judging the parents,
No. Yes, we could all be fooled.
Sure.
Yes, we could all have the wool pulled over our eyes. You know, the article was reading and saying that the guitar teacher said, hey, I had him as a student. I'd have never guessed that this kid would have done that kind of thing. But at some level, there has to be some trackability of where he's spending his money and why he's going to a storage shed and why he's going out to explode bombs for practice.
Yeah.
Or he's the greatest con artist at 17 the world has ever known.
Well, and I understand too.
Yeah, and it's not just it's not just parental though either. So it's not just this is all the parents. All the parents,
that's right.
No.
But this is a child. Other kids that knew him
Yeah.
had to have heard
Maybe.
him talk or
Yeah.
or because I know when I
Maybe that was the problem. Maybe he didn't have
maybe
any
he just
friends.
had no friends and didn't talk.
Yeah,
Maybe,
but you got to work awful hard at it.
They said he was very shy.
With social media, even online friends,
Right.
even Facebook friends, whatever it is,
Right.
you inevitably, the culprit is caught because they end up at the bar and start bragging.
There's signs.
Right? I mean, that's
right.
There are signs.
There's
There
signs,
are signs.
yeah.
There are signs. It's just that we
Ironically-
don't that people had not picked up on it.
Thank God a neighbor cared enough to get involved.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, at the end of the day,
That's right.
thank God this neighbor
Yeah.
got that sixth sense in their stomach to say, something just doesn't feel right about this. This neighbor was concerned and saved potentially hundreds of lives. And so hats
Including
off.
this young man.
Including this young man.
Yeah.
Because he was gonna go out
Guns
dead.
a-blazing.
He was gonna go out dead. It was written right in his book. So we should be involved.
Yeah.
And why not be parental for other people from time to time?
And I think something needs to be said for young people that may see this.
Yes.
If you're struggling in any way, if you're feeling ostracized or whatever, maybe you guys can speak to this. There's got to be resources they can contact.
Yeah.
School counselors or church leaders.
Right. So we hope this helps. I'm Roy.
I'm Dan.
I'm Jody.
And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.